Hello, my friend, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Daily. My name is Aaron Machbitz. Let's talk about the March 20th edition of Friday Night SmackDown and how that show was overall and what it means as we head an inch closer towards WrestleMania. Now, of course, on Friday Night SmackDown, there's always some big highlights. Carmelo Hayes, big highlight. Every time he has a match, a big highlight. He had another one with Ilya Dragunov. Of course, they have great chemistry. I'm not sure where this is leading, but best match of the night by far, not even close. So I really hope that WWE has a big plan for Carmelo Hayes at WrestleMania. Maybe it's a multi-man match. Maybe it's another open challenge where someone huge comes out. Maybe it's something like that. But Carmelo Hayes has proved to be a consistent big-time player on Friday Night SmackDown. And outside of what's happening maybe with Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, or maybe what's happening with Drew McIntyre, Jacob Fatu, kind of all in the world title picture. Carmelo Hayes has absolutely saved that show week in and week out by just having great matches, even if he has horrible opponents like he did a couple weeks ago with that mask guy. He was fucking atrocious, and Carmelo Hayes made it work. Now, of course, when he gets in there with Ilya Dragunov, it's very, very good, and Carmelo Hayes is still the champion. They have a very respectful friendship, and I just want to see. I love the open challenges, but I think what would behoove Carmelo Hayes a little bit more is something that he can really sink his teeth into in terms of a feud. Someone who challenges him, someone maybe who disrespects him, someone who maybe calls him out and does all this other stuff that the heels do, so he has to overcome that, and that allows him to blossom into even more of a character because he has a feud to sink his teeth into. So, Carmelo Hayes, always a bright spot on Friday Night SmackDown. Another bright spot is that you saw R-Truth and Damian Priest win the tag team titles. I mean, that's cool. Everyone loves R-Truth. I'm a huge fan of Damian Priest. I got to work with him a little bit when I was actually a wrestler. He's one of the best people that I know, and so always happy for the success of good people like R-Truth and Damian Priest. And then, of course, the worst segments of the night are always going to be with Nia Jax and the Bella Twins. I mean, these people just... when the Bella Twins are out there, it looks like they're kind of practicing wrestling, not actually wrestling. The Irresistible Force team of Lash Legend, the Irresistible Forces, of Lash Legend and Nia Jax are horrible. I think Lash Legend has the potential. Nia Jax is top 3, one of the worst WWE wrestlers of all time. I mean, we had top 3 of the worst wrestlers of all time on this show. Nia Jax and Jade Cargill on the same show in heavily featured matches. So I think what's going to happen is you're going to see the Irresistible Forces of Lash Legend and Nia Jax versus the Bella Twins versus Flair and Bliss at Mania, which will be bad. So I'm not interested in that match at all. Again, the Bella Twins look like they're kind of going through the motions. They're practicing their wrestling rather than actually wrestling, because I just think they don't really know how. They've never produced a very good professional wrestling match. I think Lash Legend has potential. Nia Jax is a lost cause. She's a horrible professional wrestler. And so, actually, thank God that Flair and Bliss are in that match, because maybe they can make it somewhat watchable at WrestleMania, but that seems like that's the direction it's going in. Then Jade Cargill comes out. Now or at some point she came out. Another bad segment. She's bad. I can't watch her. It looks like she has some goons with her now. B-Fab and Michin, I think, are the women who came out with her. Yeah, Michin and B-Fab. I've got some notes written here on my phone, so I'm just making sure I get this information right. None of it makes sense. Jade Cargill's bad at almost everything she does as a professional wrestler. The only thing she has is her look, and her look it doesn't produce any results. So again, I cannot grasp the fact that she is still a WWE champion. She holds the most prestigious belt in the women's division and has defended that title once and cannot fucking produce any quality television. She can't sell a fight. She can't fight. She can't do anything. And now she has these two goons with her, Michin and B-Fab, which is totally fine, I guess. You can do whatever you want to give her kind of a leg up in the heel thing about just beating up Rhea Ripley. But it's the easiest decision WWE could ever make to just have Rhea Ripley beat Jade Cargill, and then Jade Cargill kind of just be done being a champion. This experiment failed very much like the Jey Uso experiment failed, and I'm almost at my wit's end kind of watching this woman be so bad on television, kind of like Nia Jax. And then, of course, the Fatu and Drew McIntyre storyline continues. I wonder what stipulation they are going to produce for that match at WrestleMania. I think I'd love to see a Hell in a Cell match. I mean, there's just so much bad blood there. I think it's a great thing to have this continuation of Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu. And I really do believe that Jacob Fatu will beat Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania, and it'll be massive for his career. So that's always interesting to watch. That's another marquee matchup at WrestleMania that hasn't been fully announced yet. It will, maybe a Hell in a Cell, maybe a steel cage, maybe an I Quit match. You know, haven't seen a coffin match in a while. AEW did one of those a few days ago with Darby Allin and Gabe Kidd, so maybe we'll see that between Fatu and McIntyre. But there needs to be something, and I think WWE's best option is actually to have Jacob Fatu win, and then allow Drew McIntyre to kind of continue on this train of being disrespected and overlooked and challenged, because I hope that Drew McIntyre will at some point get the WWE Championship back. Drew McIntyre Randy Orton feud would be awesome. Don't know if we see that in the future though. Just because I think Randy Orton's going to win at WrestleMania. I think there's going to be some other things happen in that direction. So I don't know. I'm not sure. But I do love Fatu and McIntyre. I think it's great. And then you get to kind of the main event picture of Randy Orton. The problem right now is that the WWE fans fucking love Randy Orton. They're chanting one more time to break Cardona's arm. They're getting fired up about the voices in his head. And it's so interesting. You look on the internet, you go to the internet wrestling community, and one person's like, Randy Orton's buried. He's reciting his song. This is a joke. And the other people are like, this is awesome. Randy Orton's back. Most people are in the middle. Most people are fired up about Randy Orton. The thing to follow was a little bit confusing on Friday Night SmackDown. He's on the phone with someone. He's hearing voices in his head. Is he not actually talking to anyone? Are those just the voices in his head? Who would be the someone he's talking to? Would it be Kevin Owens? Would it be The Rock? Would it be Ric Flair? Would it be his dad? Or is he just talking to no one? And that the voices in his head is who he's on the phone with, and that's kind of turning up his Viper intensity back up to where it normally is. So next time he sees Cody Rhodes, he's going to punt him right in the head. He beat the shit out of Matt Cardona, but the fans are cheering him. So WWE is in a certain predicament, because when WrestleMania time rolls around and Randy Orton is getting cheered like a babyface but acting like a heel, and Cody Rhodes is getting cheered or getting booed like a heel but acting like a babyface, will they have to do a switch? Because I really, really, really believe that Randy Orton will win his 15th world title at WrestleMania, and it'll be fucking awesome. But he's trying to do all these things to be heel, and the fans still love him. So WWE is in an interesting predicament moving forward, because Cardona's a babyface, Cody Rhodes, biggest babyface in the company. And so if you beat those couple guys up and you still can't produce the reaction that you want, it's just simply that the fans respect and love Randy Orton too much to boo him. And they're fired up that he's like vicious and attacking people and going nuts. He's got the fucking blood on his shirt. He's got the voices in his head. He is peak aura Randy Orton, and people are fired up about it, and we want him to win the title at WrestleMania 42. Fucking go. I'm cheering him on. Fuck it. That's it. So it was a decent Friday Night SmackDown. Nothing amazing happened, but some movement forward towards WrestleMania for sure, and some really awful stuff mixed in with some good stuff, and then you have some comedy and Jelly Roll and The Miz and Kit Wilson and that match that might happen at WrestleMania, and Tom Brady's talking shit out on the internet. He might be at WrestleMania getting his shit kicked in also. All this stuff might happen, so stay tuned. More here on Pro Wrestling Daily as we lead up to WrestleMania. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and then like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Lots of love. Cheers.